Hello guys, welcome to another video, and in this video we are going to learn how to create this birthday flyer in Photoshop. So let's get started. The first thing we are going to do is to create our artboard, and to do that you will come to File, New, and enter our dimensions. The dimensions I used is the Instagram portrait size, which is the 1080 by 1350. So once you enter the 1080 for the width and 1350 for the height, you click on create. Okay, so now the next thing we are going to do is to bring in our image. I'll leave the image and the background in the description for you guys to download and design along. Okay, so I'm going to expand the image. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is to remove the background, and to do that I'll come to the layers panel over here, right click and click on rasterize layer. Then you can see that the properties panel has changed. So you scroll down to quick actions and you click on remove background. Okay, so now our background is removed. So you can see that there is another layer, or there is a layer mask that has been selected over here. So the next stage is to edit the image, and to do that we are going to select the image itself and not the layer mask. So you click on the image itself and it will be selected. So once it is selected, we come to filters panel, then we scroll down to camera raw filter and we click on it. So we are going to edit the picture in the camera raw filter, in the camera raw panel. And the first thing we are going to do is to change it to black and white. And we are going to increase the contrast, reduce the highlights a bit, and reduce the whites a little bit. And we are going to give it a little exposure. So we are going to scroll down to the effects panel and give it more texture and more clarity. Okay, so we are going to scroll down again to the details panel. Then we are going to give it just a little sharpness and reduce the noise a bit. So you can see the before and the after. Then we are going to click on OK. Okay, so we are done with our image. And the next thing we are going to do is to bring in our background. So I'm going to pick the background from here and bring it into the design. So I'm going to bring it backwards, or I'm going to bring it under the image. And once you place, I'll leave the background also in the description. So once you place your background under the image, you come to this panel and reduce the opacity to 50%. So you just double click here and enter 50, and it will reduce the opacity to 50%. So the next thing we are going to do is to select the image layer, and we come here and click on new layer, and we create a new layer. So after creating the new layer, we come to this side and choose the brush tool. We come to this side and choose the brush tool. So after editing our background, we come to You select the image layer, which is the topmost layer. You select it, then you come here and click on new layer. So we are creating a new layer. So after creating the layer, we come and select the brush tool and make sure our color is set to black. And what we are going to do is to shade the bottom of the image. So we are going to just tap it one click at a time. Okay, so we are done. And once you are done, we select the move tool and expand it a little bit. So the next thing we are going to do is to write the happy birthday. So you select your type tool and write your happy. See that the text is black. So I'm going to change the color to white. And the font I used over here, is called Kristen. So I'm going to change the font of the happy. I'll come here, click here, and choose the Kristen font. So after choosing the font, I'm going to expand it like so. Let me reduce it a little bit. And I'm going to duplicate it. Control J or Command J when you are using an Apple machine. So I'm going to change this to birthday. I'm going to reduce text a little bit and position it right here. So the next thing I'm going to do is to choose the type 2 once again, change the font to Poppins. Poppins medium, and type in the name of the person. So after typing in the name, I'm going to select the move tool, bring it all the way here, go down a bit and reduce the font size. Okay, so that's the name, and I'm going to duplicate the name, bring it down, and write his nickname. Okay, so I'm going to align it here and reduce the size. And also change the color to a darker shade. Okay, so once I'm done, I'm going to select all the text. So to do that, you come to the layers panel, hold shift, you click on the first, you scroll down and click on the last. You can see that it will select all the text. And what you are going to do is to click anywhere around the blue lines around the text. You click here and you drag it down a little bit. think this is fine. Then we click on OK. So then the next thing we are going to do is to write the month and the date. So to do that, we are going to select our ellipse tool. So I'll select the ellipse tool. Okay, so after drawing our ellipse, we will select the type tool, come to the ellipse tool. You can see that when you position it directly on the ellipse tool, you can see some wavy line. The circular line will turn to a wavy line. So when it turns to a wavy line, then you click on it. So you can see that the text has already taken the shape of the circle. And what you are going to do is to write the month. So after writing every month, you give it 2 space bar, or you give it 2 spaces and write it again. Okay, so we are done with our month. So we click on done, select the move tool, and we can bring it up a bit and reduce the size. So the next thing I'm going to do is to write the day, which is 25th. I'm going to select the ellipse, the type tool, and write the date 25th. And come back and select the move tool and increase the font a bit and move it in between the circle. Okay, so we are done with our date. The next thing we are going to do is to write the birthday messages right here. So we select our type tool, come here and change the font to Poppins. Change it to Poppins medium. So the first word is peace, blessings, creativity, and good health. So the first word is peace. Okay, so we are going to select the move tool, duplicate it, hold shift, and drag it down. Okay, so we are going to change the second one to blessings. And align it. We are going to duplicate this once more, hold shift, and drag it down. So we have to make sure the spaces in between are the same. And we are going to change this to creativity. I'm going to duplicate this one more time. Hold shift, drag it down, and change it to prosperity. So once you are done, we are going to try as much as possible to align them. Okay, so I'm going to select this for test. So to do that, I'll come to the layers panel. What we're going to do is to select this for text. And to do that, we will come to the layers panel, click on the first one, hold shift, scroll to the last one and click on it. It will select all the 4. So we are going to click anywhere around the rectangular box and bring it down a bit. Okay, so the last thing we are going to do is to select our rectangular tool, come back to the top, click on it and select shape. Then we draw a small rectangle. We change the color to red. Okay. It's a very small rectangle and the lines around it is making it invisible. So what we are going to do is we are going to turn off show transform controls. You click and turn it off. Even though it's selected, you will see no lines around it. This is to help us align it perfectly with the text. So we are going to select this and make sure it is well aligned. Then we duplicate it by clicking Ctrl J or Command J on Mac and bring it down. Once this is also perfectly aligned, you duplicate it again and bring it down to the next one. And we duplicate it one more time and align it to the last. So this is how we create a birthday design flyer. Thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next video.